and that would have to be the Air Jordan 1 Chicago Off-White.
Yeah, you're gonna have to chat to me, bro, because everything you just said is fire. The Chicago is the best colorway, like hands down. You get me? Off-White, Virgil.
Yeah.
Like, talk to me about that shoe. How'd you cop that shoe? How did that happen?
I didn't actually cop it. So
Yes, my people. Big PROZECH back again, and you already know what it is, man. Kicks Chronicles, your sneaker and lifestyle podcast. I am here once again with, in my eyes, one of the pillars of our sneaker community, especially in the UK. Somebody that I've looked at his socials, his the way he moves. Like, bro, he's got literally one of the most aesthetic pages on IG that I've ever seen. Like, the guy's super clean. You get me? Good-hearted brother as well, man. Recently had the pleasure of seeing him at Offspring as well for the pickup of the Velvet Browns and the Travises as well, man. Great guy. And I'm super happy to have him, man. I'm talking about, for a lot of you guys, you're going to know him as Mistr Zen. But for purposes of today's conversation, I'm talking to the man like Nev'ele. What are you saying, G?
What are you saying, man? It's great to be here. Really good to be here. It was great to meet you as well at the weekend. So, but yeah, it's nice to be here finally.
Love that, man. Love that. This is a long time coming.
It is, man. It is.
You know how PROZECH gets down, man. I'll put that work in.
I know how you listen. You inspire me, bro. You're inspiring me right now.
You get me? I put that work in, you get me, man. So when I see somebody that the spirit is right, man, I'm gonna make sure I go and get them for the podcast.
Nice.
So I'm super happy to have you on, my bro. So we need to take it right back to the beginning, G. We need to take it right back to the beginning. So talk to me, man. What was your first love? What was the shoe that you fell in love with?
Wow. Taking it right back, I was 16. I didn't go to college. I left secondary school, didn't do uni. I wanted to earn some money, you know, that kind of independence when you turn 16. And the very first shoe, the first paycheck that I got was the Adidas Superstar. And as it stands, it's still pretty much one of my favorite silhouettes. Since then, I've always had a pair of Superstars in it doesn't matter what I'm collecting, what I'm buying at the time. There's always been a pair of Superstars in the collection because it's a shoe that kind of keeps me really grounded. But most importantly, it reminds me of why I collect. Why do I buy shoes? So yeah, Superstar.
No, I love that, man. And shout out to the Superstar because it doesn't get a huge amount of love in many of these conversations as like a sort of a GR that is stood the test of time. A very cool silhouette, an iconic silhouette in a lot of ways as well, man. So shout out to definitely shout out to the Superstar. I could never rock Superstars, you know, because my feet were too wide. So that shell toe. That shell toe needed a narrow. You needed a.
It's one of those shoes where the aesthetic of it is when you look at it on small feet, and I'm not, you know, I've got small feet. It really works. The bigger the shoe,
the worse it gets.
Yeah, it's just
it was like because I was like, one of the ways I judge shoes is that top down look. From when it's on my feet, when I'm looking down, because obviously people are going to say what it looks like to them from their perspective, but it's got to look good to me from my perspective. Right?
Absolutely.
Bro,
absolutely.
It looked like a triangle. It looked like a sausage triangle thing, and I was like, nah, this ain't me, man. I love the shoe, but certain shoes I love them from afar. I just gotta be real with myself. You get me? Like,
that's it.
Not every shoe's from my foot, bro. There's a lot of shoes that I can rock with, so I'm not struggling for kicks. You get me? But I definitely vibe with that shoe, man. Definitely vibe with that shoe. I had a moment when we were in secondary school. Between secondary school and college, so I want to say like 2006, 7, 8, that sort of period. Shell toes they came back for a minute. I had a lot of my boys rocking shell toes. A lot of friends around me were rocking shell toes. I was very jealous. You get me, man? But yeah, what I also want to ask you is sort of, what area did you grow up in? What kind of informed your sort of style? So, like, where you grew up, I can imagine that there were shoes that were very popular. What were popular shoes?
It's a mad one because my late father moved to the US when I was about 7, 8, and then right about 15, 16, 17, 18, I went out to see him. So I spent time back and forth between the two. And so, yeah, I had a lot of influences mainly from London. I'm a London boy, born and bred, right? So South London for me. I had friends in East London, friends in West London, friends in North London. And, all them 4 areas always had a different vibe, a different flex, a different culture in terms of what was hot and what everyone was wearing. And
absolutely.
And for me, I guess, I've always been kind of open in terms of what I like. I don't stick to anything in particular. If I like it and it resonates with me, then, I'm on it. So I didn't really have, other than Superstars, I didn't really have until it was, I'd say late mid-20s, when I started to really develop my own kind of style, the way that I wanted to rock pairs, but also put pairs together with fits. That I kind of fell into that kind of niche of what I'm going for and what I'm looking at. And, even now, 2025, I've had to rebrand myself in terms of I'm no longer a sneakerhead from that point of view. I think that terminology needs to be discussed a bit deeper.
You could definitely get into that.
Multi-brand collector. I love sneakers. I see art in sneakers. So whether it's Nike, whether it's Adidas, whatever it may be, even Diadora, as a pair that I picked up a few years ago, I've still got the Pictish Warrior. Beautiful shoe. But I look for things that aesthetic, colors, materials, backstory, don't really matter the brand.
I love that, man. I love that. And we will definitely touch on the whole sneakerhead thing, man, because it's a fairly important part of the podcast. But we'll definitely get into the conversation. But before we get into any of that sort of stuff, I've just got to ask, obviously, as you're my illustrious guest, have you ever dabbled in the dark arts?
When you say dark arts, specifics.
He's a wise man, people. He's a wise man. He's a wise man. You get me? It's a very good thing to ask. When I say the dark arts, I mean, have you ever entered into the world of the unholy grails? And when I say unholy grails, I mean shoes that you might find, or you used to be able to find in a Sports Direct, like a Plimsoll, Everlast, Gola, High Tech, Dunlop,
right?
That kind of flex. Did you ever have to dabble a little bit?
I'm going to say yes, honestly, but it was the time before I was working, before I had my own income. Now, you're old school, right? So Ma wouldn't spend money on branded sneakers.
Facts.
Right? So I'm talking Woolworths on occasions. She would pick up summer holidays, and I know what I want, but what I'm coming back to school in ain't really what I wanted. And Ma would make it absolutely clear, me not pay that kind of money for them kind of shoe.
Respectfully.
So I had to deal with whatever I was given. And I guess that's what fueled my kind of 16, leaving secondary, getting a job and having my own income where I'm paying for it. I can get what I want. So, yeah.
And I see that sort of, I can resonate with you. I can definitely resonate with you in that same regard. I say this all the time. In my household, there was a priority list, and it was God, food, and education. Kicks did not make it onto that list in any way, shape, or form. You get me? As much as I loved and was passionate about Kicks, you get me? As much as I would get the Littlewoods catalogue or the Freeman's catalogue and be turning over the pages.
Littlewoods, that takes me back.
Ain't none of them Kicks getting bought, G. It's just gonna be in my mind. You get me?
Nope.
It is what it is.
Rip out the page and put it on the wall.
This is it. Put it on the wall, man. That's as close as you're gonna get. You get me? So no, I definitely resonate with you in that, man. I also resonate with the fact that you were saying, when you got to the opportunity, or you got the opportunity for you to actually sort of make a way for yourself, get your own money. You decided, you know what, this is something that I'm in love with. This is something that I'm passionate about. So I'm gonna do it. And obviously, we appreciate our mums and their contribution, because ultimately 100%. They had to do things that were way more important than buying Kicks.
Yeah.
But it's it also built that kind of aspirational hunger to want to do well in life, so that when you get the opportunity, you've got the, you know what I'm saying, you've got the peace to be able to actually cop the shoes or cop the things you love. You get me, man? So I definitely vibe. And that's the reason why I asked that question, so that people I'm not asking it just to get into people's business and find out if they were rocking high techs, man. I'm trying to talk about this full,
high techs were
this full
nice
circle.
back in the day.
See, I'm saying they had a couple of bits. I saw a video. I saw a video recently. The guy was trying to convince the other guy that high tech squash. He was talking about high tech squash. I was like, bro, I remember high tech squashes, man. I think I had a pair. You get me? Silver shadows. People were talking about silver shadows. This is it, man. There was a time. All of these things had a time. You get me? And when they cycled out, that's when the hate started coming in for them. But you know what?
Yeah.
It's a perfect situation because it come all the way back around. There's people out here. I remember I had this conversation with someone a few years ago. I checked on eBay and they were selling silver shadows for like $150 because they were vintage. You get me? Like, so everything comes back around. You get me, man?
100%.
So, yeah, 100%. It is what it is. It is what it is, man. So yeah, do you know what we're gonna do now, man? One of my favorite segments. Fast becoming one of my favorite segments, the community question. Kicks Chronicles community question. We dip into the community, the wider sneaker community, and we ask the hard-hitting questions.
Nice.
You get me?
Let's do it.
From the community, you get
Let's
me,
do it.
This question, right, is coming from, and I gotta get the guy's name, right? Shout out to Lucky Son Jr., right? I believe, yeah, Lucky Son Jr., right? It's also Cyril Luckyson, right? On Instagram. I'll make sure to put the thing on the Instagram as well, to show the thing on screen as well. He's asked a very simple question, Nev'ele, right? He's asked, what's your favorite all-time sneaker? Very simple. Super simple. Like, easy. Super easy. But you've got that at the tip of your tongue. So, like, yeah, I'll let you go first.
I'm gonna go with, like, we might even circle back on this terminology again at some point, hopefully. But for me, this is the definition of a grail.
Cool.
Nike Air Yeezy 2 Red Octobers.
Bro, we're both there, bro.
It's a shoe that I know I'm never gonna own. It's out there, but I'm never gonna own it. But bro, my favorite color is red. It's always been red. I got pictures of me when I was 8, 9, rocking red leather gloves, polo neck, body warmer. I was putting fits together back then.
You were really?
And red was always a mixture of that. So,
oh wow!
When they dropped initially, it was like, I already knew there and then. As soon as I heard like people going crazy and people were copying, I'm not going to get them. And where they're at now, they're at a price point where even if I won the lottery tomorrow, I'd be a bit hesitant to go and pay that kind of money for it.
It's a little bit of a struggle. Do you
know what I mean?
And a little bit more than a little bit of a struggle, to be fair.
It's a big struggle.
Yeah,
but at the same time, it's a shoe that for me, it's like, that would be my all-time grail. I think that shoe represents everything that I love about sneakers. I've always been a big fan of straps and high tops to a degree. And it's just all red with that air bubbling, and
bro,
it's Kanye's signature. You know, back when Kanye was Kanye. So
facts.
Bro. Yeah. So that's the one for me.
Yeah, to be fair, I could not add or take away from what you just said. That is my grail, bro. Like, when you said it, I was like, this is my brother. This is mine. Yeah. And the thing is, obviously, it gets a lot of hate in terms of the fact that, like, I think it gets revisionist hate because of who Kanye has turned into, right?
Yeah.
But I think a lot of people need to just get off their high horse, man, and just understand people are people and we're fallible. You get me, man? Like, and like if we've got that genius and that ability to create something, we just need to appreciate the creation, right? And not tie it so heavily to the creator, because none of us are perfect out here, bro.
I remember a few years ago having this conversation about Kanye West, right? I've always been a big fan of his from the very first album, like his journey and his creative process, not just with music, but with fashion and clothes. And his attitude with it was no holds barred. Do you know what I mean? Just call it as it is. And I remember having a conversation with someone who was just going in on him. And I just said, look, listen, you need to separate the musical artist or the public artist from the work. Do you know what I mean? And when you can do that, you can appreciate the work for what it is.
Absolutely.
Without having to be all up in the artist, on the person themselves, right?
It's not necessary.
It's not necessary. And I think that's where people struggle. They can't differentiate between separating the artist from the work. Yeah. And we saw the way the journey went with Kanye and well, I'm not going to dissect too deeply into it, but in terms of his earlier creations, whether it's music, whether it's fashion, the shoes, it was just like, it was beautiful. It was beautiful. And for me, it was creative to a point where he was doing something that no one had really done in a way that he did it from that point of view. So yeah, give him his flowers for what he done. But yeah.
Yeah, I'm with you 100%. Nev'ele, I'm with you 100%, bro. Like, I am definitely in that boat in terms of like the way he had been treated in terms of his actions. Some justified, completely understand. Some of the things that he did and said weren't great, to say the least. But then when I look over history, and as I said, as you quite correctly mentioned, we're not going to get too deeply into this, but everyone's got Google. We've got ChatGPT now. Look over history and see how many of the designers that we wear and that are the big sort of design houses, how many of them have got clean hands. Just have a look. Quick Google search will let you know. Not many people got clean hands out.
But you know what? More than that, if you do the research and you find out the people that he brought in,
bro, with him, don't even start
and where they are now and what they're doing.
Don't even start
and there's one big name that
100%.
God rest his peace, is not with us anymore. But there's so many people out there now that are massive. That Kanye gave a platform to,
and that is a very what people don't. And I started this conversation by mentioning the fact that I identified through just sort of talking to people around the community and just sort of seeing your vibe that I can see your good peoples, right? There's certain people, right? You might be upset with a thing that they say, or you might be upset with a thing that they've done, right? But you can't deny when you look at the history, right? Over time, right? How many people that have been associated with this man that are in positions of significant power in this industry that weren't there before? So we're not talking about nepotism. We're talking about breaking new ground in an industry that is like prejudiced in many ways.
Very much so. Very much so.
We're talking blazing a trail that was not there before. Somebody had to sacrifice. Somebody had to be the lamb. You get me, man? So I put a lot of respect on Kanye's name, and I will go to bat for Kanye in that regard, because you're 100% right. There's so many names, and like you said, rest in peace to the big man upstairs, Virgil. Like I'm saying, like, when you think about the contributions of just those people, right? Just those people alone, and even take out Kanye. Just don't even talk about Kanye's work. Just talk about the contributions of the people he put on. You're like, nah, this guy was a deeper guy. Deeper guy. You get me, man? So I love that. I love that you chose that shoe, because that's like literally my favorite shoe. And I've got to the point now where I'm like, I'll take any Yeezy 2. I think the Yeezy 2 silhouette is the best. Yeah, I'll take any of them. I'll take any of them. Bro, I think the Yeezy 2 silhouette is impeccable. You get me? It's actually so funny because recently, depending on when this comes out, but I know in the recent past, Kaisenet did a stream. He did a interview with Shannon Sharp. I don't know if you got a chance to see it. And he was wearing the Red Octobers and a piece of the Red.
Yes.
And a piece of the Red October, I think a part of the strap fell off during the interview, and he cracked it, and he tried to pick it up.
And the interviewer said, they're fake or something to that.
He's got them feezies on.
Put him on blast, bro. That was
hilarious. That was hilarious, man. But to be fair, if they are legit, they're literally like they're quite old. You get me? Like, so it is what it is, man. But yeah, that was funny. That was funny that you said that. Shout out to Luckyson Jr. for an amazing question. You get me, man? We love that question, man.
Really good question.
Hi there. So nice to see you. Sorry to interrupt the pod. I'll be literally 30 seconds. I just wanted to say thank you for being here. And also, if you enjoy the pod, make sure to like, comment, subscribe. It really does help. Also, if you're listening on an audio platform, feel free to give us a review, whether it be positive or negative. Just leave a review. We really, really appreciate it. Also, feel free to listen to our old episodes. And if you ever want to get in contact, if you want to let me know what you're thinking, feeling, or whatever, holler at me. My name is PROZECH. PROZECH on all social media. Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok. I'm enjoying TikTok at the moment. So feel free to holler at me. I will always holler back. And with all that being said, I'll let you get back to the pod. Toodles. Bro, what we're going to do now, man, we're going to jump into the part of the interview that I refer to as the EST of KIC. And when I say EST, I mean the oldest, the newest, the greatest, the best, right? Your collection, like what you've got currently going on. So, like, if I was to ask you what's the oldest shoe in your collection, what would you say?
Oh, funny. Do you know what? That question is so apt right now. I'd have to say the Air Max 1 FB Yeezy.
Wow.
Yeah, I've still got that shoe because it was one of the first Air Max 1s that I ever bought. And it was based upon the Air Yeezy. They took the same color palette from the Air Yeezy and put it on the Air Max 1. And if memory serves me right, it didn't really get that much traction when it came out.
Yeah.
And even with the name, you know, but Air Max 1s, I think Air Max 1s is a niche collection, niche collectors. I mean, there's people that's got pairs here and there, but you know, when you look on IG, there is specific groups of Air Max 1 collectors, and these are some big time collectors. I don't know if they've still got their FB Yeezys. I hope they do because it's a solid shoe, but it's a shoe that I would say still probably one of my oldest pairs that I've got. And again, kind of like the Superstar, it's like from Adidas to Nike. That shoe kind of brings back a lot of memories when I picked that one up. And I actually got it. I didn't buy it brand new. I bought it used, and it'd been worn 3 or 4 times. But the person who actually owned it sold it for £50.
Ooh. Oh God,
£50. Couldn't believe it. But it was someone that obviously isn't into collecting, into the game, and that really worked for me because it's like I've got a real good steal on it, and I've still got it. It's worn down. The tread's worn down quite a bit, but it's wearable.
Yeah, that's a fire shoe, bro. I wouldn't call myself a collector of Air Max 1s. Absolutely love the silhouette. I think I've got about 4 or 5 pairs now. Recently picked up the Patta. It's just up the starter shot.
Nice.
Well, the Patta Chlorophyll. That's my number one. That's my number one Air Max 1. And thank God they sort of redid it in that regard, because there was no way I was ever going to be able to get that shoe. But yeah, whenever an amazing Air Max 1 comes up, I find it very difficult to turn it down, man. I just feel the silhouette is so clean, and yeah, man, like it's just got such clean lines, and the blocking on the shoe, like it's very hard for you to mess up. That's why I was a little bit disappointed last year. I think it was, who was it? Was it Huff? Huff did the pairs last year. Was it Huff?
They did. Yes, they did the two pairs.
Yeah, I didn't hit for me. I was shocked. Yeah, I was really, really shocked, man, because I think you've got to do a lot wrong to get to mess up on an Air Max 1, man. And that didn't hit for me. Yeah, they had the green, they had the orange, and there was a pink as well. I don't know if the pink was like friends and family. But yeah, man, that didn't work for me at all. But like in recent history, man, we've had so many amazing Air Max 1s. Like I'm a massive, massive fan of the Air Max 1.
I think it was if memory serves me right, 2022. Like, for me personally, I'm sure people out there will probably disagree, but for me personally, Nike, the GRs that they were putting out in Air Max 1s were absolutely caning a lot of the collaborations. They were so fire. Like the colors, the materials that they were dropping. Beautiful pairs. And I think I went a bit crazy 2022 with Air Max 1s that year. A bit too crazy.
Yeah, Air Max 1 in 2022, couple that spring to mind. I think this is 2022. I think Pata dropped the Wave Monarchs in 2022, if memory serves.
Yep. It might be 2022 and 2023, because I'm thinking of the Madaroot. I'm thinking of the...
there was a Casino was there as well.
Casino was there.
Yeah. There was a few impeccable Air Max 1s that came out during that time, man. Was that the Ugly Duck? The Ugly Duckling
pack, the pack for that.
That came out as well. Like, so many great Air Max 1s. They've kind of like, they're not pushing out as many Air Max 1s now, which I'm okay with. Because I feel like less is more, especially in the sort of like era that we're in terms of shoes. I feel like less is definitely more. You can really kill a silhouette. Nike have got that ability to really like suffocate a silhouette, just with over manufacturing it. But man, I've still got a huge amount of love for the Air Max 1. So let's flip that over, and I might know the answer to this, but you know, things can happen in a few days. I might know the answer to this, but I'm going to ask anyway. What is the newest shoe in your collection?
Newest shoe? Let me think. Oh, yeah, actually, Superstar. Wells Boner.
What a shoe. What a shoe. That wasn't what I was thinking, by the way. I was thinking it was the Velvet Black because I just saw him on Saturday. But
oh, no, yes. Sorry, yes. It was the Velvet Brown. Saturday.
Velvet Brown.
It was the Velvet. But you know what? The thing is, as well, the reason why I was thinking of the Wells Boner, is Bonner? I don't know how you pronounce his surname.
Wells Bonner.
I'm a big fan of Superstars, as you now know. Mm-hmm. And when she dropped that collection, I'm not a fan of Sambas, but the Sambas were just,
bro.
But the price tag. But it wasn't until I got the Superstar version and I had them in hand and looking at them closely, the smell, the materials, and just everything that she had done with that shoe, I realized the price tag makes sense.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
It really makes sense. And it's for me, that particular shoe, to cop it for half price, literally in a sale, and have it in my collection now, it's made me think, actually, do you know what? I don't mind spending the money, but I want the quality.
Absolutely.
I want the quality. I don't want the excuses with QC or the mishaps in terms of the miss hits when this is what they should have done and this is what we got. You know, I want them to be a bit more creative. And it's a shame that at the moment, with most of the brands, with the exception of New Balance, it's the collabs at the moment that seem to be hitting hard, where more effort's gone in, if that makes sense. And it's a shame because coming back to 22, 23 with Air Max 1, the GRs that Nike were putting out, they were insane. Yeah. They were absolutely insane. And I just feel like the brands need to take a step back, maybe even talk to the community, get the community involved.
What a novel idea, bro. Talking to the community, engaging your key demographics, man.
That's it.
Speaking to the people that are on the streets, that are on the roads, buying the shoes. What an interesting idea. Why would you not do that? Why would you not do that? You get me? But while you were talking, something did pop into my mind. Bro, I feel, and I've recently said this to someone, bro, I feel like Adidas needs to get fully behind Grace Wells Bonner. I feel like I need to put her in a position, like, because she's been dishing out nothing but straight hot fire for the last 4 or 5 years, bro.
Yep.
She's been killing it. She ain't never put out a bad shoe under them, bro. She ain't never done it, bro. Like, right, and I know it wasn't just her, but she contributed massively to bringing back the Samba. People were not looking at Sambas like that.
Yep.
People were not looking. She elevated all of those shoes, bro.
Yep.
And you're absolutely right. That Superstar, because I saw a review on the Superstar, and the level of detail, the quality of the materials, right? Just the impeccable lines. Like, you could see it's been elevated. This is what she's doing. Every single shoe she's taking, it's the heritage, but then the elevation with the materials, the little nuances in terms of the shape and stuff like that. Like, these are really, really, these are the movements of somebody that has paid a huge amount of attention to their craft.
Attention to
like,
detail.
A huge amount of attention to detail. Like, so I've got such a huge amount of respect for Grace Wells Bonner. I feel like, without sounding petty, like the position that Jerry is in, right? And I know it's obviously basketball and stuff, but he's like a VP. I feel like Grace Wells Bonner needs to be the VP of anything that they can make her. Get me? Get behind this woman, because she knows what she's doing. You get me? And she ain't gonna waste no money. You get me? And bring out the same shoe after 3 years.
Do you know the thing I love about what she does, and it's not everything, even with the apparel, right? It's fresh. It's really like thought out ideas that she's putting together with palettes and colors and materials and designs.
Absolutely.
That she sat down, whether it's with a team, a big team, small team, with in collaboration with Adidas. And she's actually really putting out stuff that's really fresh, different, but at the same time, wearable.
Yeah,
you know,
absolutely.
You know, and it's not for everybody. Don't get me wrong. You know, it's not for everybody, but there is a huge market out there. I'm one of those that will wear her stuff. At the moment, I've got my eye on a tee right now that I'm hoping drops in the sale, because it's a bit pricey right now. But if it doesn't, I'll cop it anyway.
Yeah, no, I'm with you though, because one thing I can say, especially with Adidas and that, like a lot of the brands obviously having to go and sell nowadays because there's too much product in the market. Like, it is what it is, man.
Yeah.
But yeah, I will definitely say, like, if you can get some Grace Wells Bonner, anything on sale, bro, you've won. You get me, man? Because I'm saying the quality is impeccable. So definitely a vibe, man. Shout out to Wells Bonner, man. She's definitely done her thing. I'm gonna jump over to asking you. I'm gonna ask you, because the thing is, the community question kind of talked on the greatest, so we don't need to go to the greatest. But I'm gonna ask you what the rarest shoe you have in your collection is.
The rarest?
Yeah.
When you say rarest, as in the amount of people that got them, or?
That's great. See, the thing, because what a lot of people won't realize is this guy's an educator, so he asks questions, right? I like it, right? I like it. So when I say rarest, I mean either it's known to be a very, very rare shoe in terms of it's a limited edition, not many pairs in the world, boom, 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 right? Or, right, a shoe that you very, very rarely see in the wild. As in, not a lot of people have this shoe. Even though people may have the shoe, you don't see the shoe very often. Yeah.
So I don't feel this particular shoe is rare in terms of quantity, but in terms of seeing it on foot. For me personally, I've seen 2 people on IG.
Come on.
With them on.
That's rare.
And it's a shoe for me, again, it has a sentimental value for multiple reasons. One, because of the person that designed it and put it out, but more so the way that I copped it. And that would have to be the Air Jordan 1 Chicago Off-White.
Bro, yeah, you're going to have to chat to me, bro, because everything you just said is fire, 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 fire. Bro, because the Chicago is that's like, it's right there. The Chicago is the best colorway, like, hands down. You get me? Off-White, Virgil.
Yeah.
Like, talk to me about that shoe. How'd you cop that shoe? How did that happen, bro?
I didn't actually cop it. So, check this. The shoe in itself, a very, very close friend of mine, rest his soul, is not here anymore. He copped on sneakers. Now, it was one particular night, I was back at his, we were up late, and we were vibing hard because we knew the drop was coming the next day. So we stayed up, we got up early, we both went in. I had my device, he had his and a couple of others, and I took an L.
Jeez.
And he copped 2 pairs. One for him on one device, and one I didn't know about on another device, which was my size. Retail.
No way.
And I tell you what, when they came, we spent 3 days locked down, celebrating. Like, when I say the shoes, we didn't even lace them. We put them on the mantle. And we were so Superman. It was like, this doesn't happen. This doesn't happen.
Bro.
The thing about the shoe, about a month later, he passed away.
No way.
And it was just all those memories with that shoe. They still stay with me. Wow. It's usually, there's a certain time of the year where I might pull them out and put them on around his time when I wear them, and I wear them for him. And it's a pair that, for me, I don't care about Instagram. I don't care about the likes. I don't care about any of that. When I wear it, I'm wearing it for me. And it's just for me. Me and him. I'll pop to see him. I'll have them on, little drink, and we're good. And on top of that, you've got, obviously, the story with Virgil as well. Yeah. So it's, for me, it's almost like, because with Virgil, when Virgil hit the scene, for me, that's when I felt like I built the confidence to kind of almost literally step out and do me. And that's when my creativity started coming through. There was a quote, I'm trying to think of the quote that Virgil said one time, and I can't remember it line for line, but he was saying something like, don't allow the people to tell you what you can't do, just show them what you can do, or something to that effect. I'll find it. But that quote, when I saw it, I was like, it just empowered me. And his mindset, not just in the creativity, but the way that he brought people together, was just like, I want to be like Virgil. I'll never have that stratosphere of what he did globally, but in the small world that I'm in the small cyberspace that I'm in, when I'm meeting up with pickups in London with friends and family, that's the energy that I want to bring to the community. I want to bring people together, and you know, I know that I'm good at what I do in terms of photography and editing and stuff like that. So there's a small circle that I have, and I get DMs all sorts of time at hours randomly saying, "Bro, is there anything you can do with this picture?" And I'm like, 2 seconds, send it back, and they're like, "How the hell did you do that?"
He's got the grace, man.
It's a combination of years of trial and error, but it's still in the same vein as how Virgil used to act and what he did for, not just for the community, but for global. Like, I never met the guy. I never had the opportunity to, but his legacy in terms of the way that he carried himself, and again, how he brought people together, like just all sorts of people around the world, it was incredible. And it's something that today, even now, I'm still trying to not necessarily replicate, but bring an energy in that vein to friends and family in the community, and being that kind of guy that's there for, you know, helping people out and just bringing that positive energy, that positive vibe, lifting people up, teaching people what to do, and how to do things, how to do the things that they want to do better, and not rely on anyone, but also as well empower them. And I think that was what's Virgil's superpower. He empowered people to an extent that it gave you the confidence to find your superpower.
Amazing. Absolutely. I couldn't have said it any better myself, man. Like, Virgil was literally, he was a giant. And you like, your summary of his contribution is perfect. It is absolutely perfect, man. I know personal stories of people that he took an interest in their creative journeys and empowered and inspired and gave advice. Some people that people know, and some people that don't know. It wasn't about your following with this guy. It wasn't about your clout. It wasn't about none of that, bro.
It was never about the followers or likes.
This guy made time. You get me? This guy made time, man, and he's got an amazing legacy, man. He's got an amazing legacy, and obviously through people like yourself, and hopefully like people like me, like that kind of legacy will keep on living on, man. Keep on putting out that positive energy, because I know, like you said, like people reach out to me all the time talking about like socials or talking about like podcasting or various different things, man, and just having that time, having that energy to be like, you know what, man, if you add this or take this away or put this on that, that could be really, really helpful making that time. You get me, man? Because people did it for me. You get me, man? So I gotta keep on paying it forward, man. But you know what? Yeah, that was deep. Very, very deep. Let's lighten it a little bit. Let's lighten the mood. Like, I always ask this question because like people that like kicks are always gonna have a few of these. What are your bop to the shop shoes? Like, you know, the ones that kind of behind the door. Like, you probably got like 3-4 of them. You get me? Like the ones that you just draw for when you're just running out of the house. You're not thinking about a fit. And I'm saying this to a guy who's clearly always thinking about a fit. But I'm just saying, like, those shoes that are just like those sort of like bop to the shop type shoes. What are those? What are those shoes? Talk to me about those.
Bop to the shop shoes. Oh my days. What is it I've got? What is it that it's at the moment, I would say 100% it's the Gazelles. They're in Gazelles indoors.
Okay.
They are, if I had to define them, the way that I've loved Air Max 1 and that journey, Air Max 1 was like almost like my number one silhouette from Nike. I collected the most of those. It was my favorite Nike silhouette, if you like.
Mm-hmm.
The Gazelle indoors is that same shoe on Adi's side. And it's a shoe that, you know, if I'm popping to Sainsbury's, Tesco's, M&S, wherever it is, I need to pop somewhere quick, pick up something, then I'll just slap on a pair of Gazelles and yeah, good. If I'm literally, and I say literally, coming out of my house, I'm walking 10 yards to the sweet shop to go and pick up some backy because I run out. And it's just, I need it right now. And I haven't got time it's not like I waste time figuring out my fit to go to the shop, but I just want to slide something on. Like, you know, I'm going to take off this shoe and show you right now.
Come on.
You ready?
Are we ready? Oh my days! Oh my days!
Listen.
So what were they? What? So they were like the Adidas Clogger. What were they called again?
Adi Foams.
Adi Foams. That was it. Adi Foams.
Foams.
They look mad comfortable, bro.
Bro, listen. I took these. I went to see my sister from another mother back in August last year up in Norwich. She was telling me for years, come up. I live 2 minutes from the beach. No, you don't. No one lives 2 minutes from the beach. When I got to the house, she lives 2 minutes from the beach. And I brought the foams and I'm like, I've got to take the foams to the beach.
Facts.
I have a reel. There's a reel on my reels. Like now, very, very quickly, if you go on my page, it's clean. I've removed everything. Another story coming.
Come on.
But the reels are still there, and there's a reel that I've done, and it's like, for me personally, it's probably one of the most beautiful reels I've done because it's simple, but it's just beautiful. And I got the foams on, and I wanted to time how long it takes me to get to the beach, and the reel is 2 minutes long from her house, sitting in sand, and I was there for a week. I spent a week getting up. I'd have breakfast on the beach, and I'm in the Adi Foams, and they are the most comfortable. Like I wear them like slippers now. I've got 2 pairs, one for indoors, one for outdoors. I don't wear them out, but in the garden, around the house, you know, if I'm outside and, you know, you got to do the man job, take the bins out, you know,
Absolutely.
or sweep the leaves from the drive, one of them ones, then the Adi Foams. But yeah, they are super comfortable.
That's a vibe. That's a vibe. You know, I'm a comfort king, bro. So anywhere that there's a comfort, bro, I'm here with you, bro. Yeah. I'm here with you, man.
And you know, the thing is, they look weird. And that's probably why I really like them. Because they are weird. Like, when you look at them from down up, it's like, that's a bit mad. It's a proper shell. It's
for real.
But they are proper comfy.
I respect the shoe, bro. I respect the shoe. You get me? One thing I can say, like, with confidence is when it comes to comfort tech, you get me? I've always put Adidas ahead of Nike when it came to that. You get me, man? When it comes to that bounce and that that bounce in the step and stuff like that. Yeah, bro. Adidas know how to do that, man. Yeah, brother. And they know what they're doing, man. Boost technology. You get me, like Adi foams and all of that sort of stuff, like what you're talking about. But then also like foam runners and all of them ones there, like a lot of bouncy tech, man. We love it.
Yeah,
we absolutely love it, man. But you know what we're gonna do now, man? I need to talk to you about like social media, your you know what I'm saying, like your journey in the game, the culture, man. Talk to me, man. Talk to me about how you got involved with social media. Like, talk to me about your journey now and ultimately what you're planning to do, because I know you're a man that's always got a plan. You get me, man? What are you planning to do, man? 2025 is here. What are you planning? What are your plans for the game in 2025?
Thank you for listening to this episode of Kicks Chronicles. Please make sure to like, comment, subscribe, share, rate, review, and all that good stuff. And remember, full video version is available on YouTube, audio versions available on Spotify and Apple Podcasts.